Hot stock BPTH halted to the upside.
Thank you, Hot Stock Pick BPTH. We've been trading it literally all morning long in our VIP. Has already halted to the upside. Thank you. We've already posted the Hot Stock Picks for all of our paid members. We've already gone through our pre-market setup. SPY moving to the upside along with ES Futures. SPY moving to the upside. Take a peek. Callie, you got your hand up. Go ahead. Quick.
Sorry, I didn't put it down. It was for the IPO.
I got you. Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Mara cranking over here. Mara to the upside. Great for small accounts. Mara is up 5% right now. Riot, same thing. Riot also climbing. So watch all crypto. Keep an eye on crypto today.
NVIDIA to the downside.
Thank you. NVIDIA to the
Market
downside.
level.
Sorry, my system's not refreshing. There it goes. Like, what the heck? Give me just 1 minute. My charts are not refreshing.
We'll go to the upside above pre-market level.
Thank you. There it goes. Do with that information. That's why I don't be chasing around call out group. Everybody see it?
Yep, I see
Yes,
it,
sir.
Coach.
Yep.
SPY being rejected at 593 resistance. NVIDIA continuing to collapse here to the downside. Same with Tesla. Tesla, massive pull here to the downside.
I think PLRZ halted again.
Did it to the upside. Thank you.
Yep.
Tesla flushing out here.
Moving on my screen.
Look at Tesla.
Hot stock pick APCX halted to the upside.
Thank you. APCX is halted to the upside. Now listen, if you guys are new and you're listening to us, right, in the first 30 minutes, you're going to hear this because this is the most volume comes in the market in the first 30 minutes. This is not a call out group. I need you guys to understand that. I train them on what to do when they hear me say something. This is not a call out group where you're stuck there and you don't know what the hell to do. We teach you when we say things. That's why when somebody gets excited when they hear a call out, because we've trained them what to do with that information. That's why I don't be chasing around call out groups. They don't show you what to do, when, and why. I think we are still the only stock market education company in the world that has a live open microphone. How is that still possible? They have seen what we have done for people. It's crazy. We trade stocks, options, and futures here at American Dream Trading. So if you guys are interested in, we do have a 7-day trial. You guys can go to our website, americandreamtrading.com. Get signed up, check out the trial. With the regular paid membership, by the way, it's $200 a month. With the regular paid membership, you guys will get access to our Zoom training starting at 8:45 all the way to 4 p.m. every single day that the market is open. When you're ready to step it up, with a VIP membership, you will get daily masterclass training with me starting at around 8 o'clock. We will train or trade or both. You're also going to get early pre-market access starting at 4 a.m. Eastern. You guys will be in there with other moderators and some of our millionaires. You guys will also get access to the VIP lounge. All the workshop classes will be free and they were recorded so you can catch all the previous ones. VIP training videos only to you, and our trading view indicators, which you guys can use our overlay. You just have to have a trading view subscription, which is about $15 to $17. When you're ready to step it up, if you're a VIP and only if, you can then get a VIP Gold add-on, which by the way, right now is half off, $250 a month if you just want to add on the VIP Gold add-on. You're going to get all the mastermind classes for free, 1 hour of tech support where we can remote in and help you get your charts and everything set up. That is not to discuss your accounts, financial information. That's not a one-on-one. You guys are also going to get weekend training every Saturday. We've been doing that at 11 o'clock. The VIP Gold Lounge access, the VIP Gold Priority Help Desk support, the brand new news service, and you guys are going to get the breakout rooms every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, again, to work with our moderators and some of our other millionaires. When they're in the room, they're busy, but when they're in there, you guys can also ask them questions. I think we are still the only stock market education company in the world that has a live open microphone. How is that still possible? They have seen what we have done for people. It's crazy. You guys will be able to ask questions all day with people that have literally made millions of dollars in this room. Who else has that? Nobody. Sale, 6 months VIP membership. You get 6 months of VIP Gold for free for the first 6 months.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket.
All right. Thank you, Jeanette, for stopping by. Have fun. Tell us about it in the morning. Hopefully it's a good show and the dinner as well. The dinner is good. Welcome, everybody. This is American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket live chat and watch party. Give me a second. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts, a.k.a. Dawn. Or actually, it's the other way around. And this is a show that's been created by traders, for traders, to just kick back, relax, and just decompress after the market. You know, it's a crazy world we live in when you day trade, and sometimes just to have an outlet after the market with like-minded individuals, people who know what you've been through throughout the course of the day, who actually trade. You know, it's cool to just have a place to let our hair down and just kind of decompress. So thank you, Coach, for letting us come to your YouTube channel and do that. Now, who is Coach? Coach is who you've been watching this whole time. He's Chad W. Christian. He's a 32-year stock market veteran, and he has literally traded in every market condition imaginable. And the cool thing is, as he mentioned in our live this morning, he's not training us to chase callouts. He actually teaches us how to get in trades, out of trades, and everything in between. That's why when we get a call out, we know to go and look at it, chart it out, see if it's feasible to enter. Okay, so there isn't just, hey, just jump it. No, we're taught how to actually fish, which means when you go to the pond, you actually get your rod ready. You don't just jump in the water and start, no, you get your rod ready. You take a look at the surroundings. You see what's happening, what kind of bait you might need, what's happening. You check out the scene first, okay, which is the topic of tonight's conversation, which is scalping. I had fun scalping today, guys. So that is going to be absolutely amazing to talk about. And I know there's some scalpers down there in the live chat. Why don't you come on here and talk? Why don't you come on here and hang out? Let us know. But shout out to Coach. Thank you for creating this amazing community. So there's 3 things I need you to do. One is to make sure that you share the video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that like button. Okay, smash it. It helps move us up through the algorithm so that more people can see this content. And thank you so much. We're trying to get Coach to 15,000 subscribers. And right now we are holding steady at 12,000. Where's my thumbnails? Where's my thumbnails? Where they at? Oh, here they are. Right now we are holding steady at 12,202. All right, so same number we had yesterday. It's been a long time since we've had a day where we didn't get any subscribers. So I don't know what happened there, but hey, let's get on it. Thank you for the ones that we've gotten, but let's keep it moving. We're trying to get him to 15K, right? And we'd like to have that before the end of the year. So I know that's asking a lot, but hey, let's shoot for the fences, right? Let's go ahead and get that done. So it's only 27.98 to go. We can do that. We can do that. That's a small thing to some giants, right? We are giants over here. All right. And there is the Restream link. Click here to join the panel. You'll see it right down there in the live chat. If you want to come on up and share your day, because I know you've had to have made some money within the past couple days. I mean, you can. Some of these trades are just like gimmies, right? So, yeah, come on up here, talk about it. I just ask that you go ahead and have your camera open, have your mic muted so that any background noise is eliminated, and feel free to open it anytime you're ready to speak. And just respect your fellow panel members. That's all. That's all we ask. Last but not least, yours truly's tip jar is down there as well. You'll see it. It is host tip jar. It says click here to send a donation to the tip jar. If you'd like to donate, that is not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated because Christmas is coming. And it also helps me keep the lights on as part of my income. So that's why Coach allows me to put it in there. So it's had cobwebs lately, guys. There's dust on the tip jar. Go ahead and light it up for me if you think I'm doing a good job. And if I'm not doing a job, don't put anything in there. Okay, so it's up to you, but it's the thought that counts. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you and I appreciate you. I think I hear somebody in the backstage. Hold on one second. Let me see who we got. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh! Palm.
Hello.
Hello. How art thou?
Good. I hear you had some success with Scalpage today.
I did. PRFX, I think, was the stock. And I had literally probably about 7 green trays today, Palm. I'm keeping a running total.
Nice.
So I'm trying to do a batting streak like Pete Rose did back in the 70s. Somebody else is joining us.
Yeah.
So,
green trades, green days.
Yes. So,
What's up, Vinny?
Yeah.
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Good.
How'd you do today with IWM puts?
You know it. Made 200%. I'm happy.
Good for you, Vinny. Way to go.
And then I did it in futures and made another 8,000 or 9,000 on paper.
Okay, cool beans.
So
you're practicing that, huh?
Yeah, I got with Robinhood this evening to set up my futures account.
Oh, you're doing yours on Robinhood?
Yes.
What's their minimum?
0. And if you have the L2 and you're trading options, you don't have to have the marginal. Because that was my biggest concern, because if I want to still do options, am I going to get flagged and all that happy crap?
Right. So they don't give you a margin.
You don't have to, not if you're on the L2 side.
Don't you need a margin account to get that large number of shares with an entry level?
Yeah,
account?
I'm confused.
I don't know. The guy on the phone was telling me, see, their whole system is not fully out yet. So they're working out details. But he told me this evening he's supposed to send me an email to set it up. But he said right now, no, I don't need a margin.
I think you still need the depth to actually purchase the number of shares, contracts, whatever you call them in futures, though. Otherwise, you would get tapped out once you exceed a certain amount.
Well, that's what I had, was a question on their shit. I don't have it pulled up anymore.
I guess here's my question. Is futures itself a margin type deal? Because I guess he's saying you don't need a margin because you wouldn't have to open or switch to a margin account. It automatically gives you margin, is what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Because like you could trade options with $100 in the bank. If you buy a $60 or 60-cent contract, they come out to be $60. But in reality, you're still holding the equivalent of all those shares. So,
well, see, they have 5 tiers, right? And the lowest one was 25,000 at 90 month. And in the description, it had 3 contracts or 30 micros. And I was asking, that's what I was inquiring about, and what size account do you need to start it? He said you can start it on $100, $500, whatever. So we'll see when he sends me the email. But I'll keep you guys posted so that
do that.
I'm pretty sure you need a margin account if you're under 25,000.
Well, that's what I was inquiring about. So how do you not need? And that's what he was telling me.
That sounds like a lot of crazy crap Robinhood's trying to.
I don't know. We'll find out when they send it to me.
Yeah.
Because I want to get it. Yeah. And then I got to learn the mechanics on it before I can trade on it.
Yep.
But the ones on the ones on Weeble, I just sit here, look at my screen, and I do the Weeble on my phone for the futures, and I just nail the shit out of it all day long. And then yesterday when it was dropping, I was like, oh shit, let me do this on paper, see how it comes out. And it came out to $62,000
Wow.
before I sold out. If I'd have left that in for that full run, holy shit, dude. And that was on 100 contracts on it.
Yeah, trade what you normally trade.
Yeah, I know,
that's what I was.
I can drop $1 million on SPY contracts and have $3 million in the afternoon, but in reality, I don't trade with $1 million worth of contracts.
So when I become a millionaire, I'll know how to trade.
Well, I guess some days they are. Some days. I guess some days it is a pretty good amount, but
right.
And here's the thing: you'll know how to trade as a millionaire because you'll know how to trade as
a penny heir.
Exactly. That's where the learning happens.
Yeah, and then for some reason, when people paper trade too, the day that they blow up their account, they don't post that. The day that they get completely wiped, they put $100,000 worth of contracts in and make 15 not one day, and then get the whole 100,000 wiped out the next day. They don't post that.
Yeah. But I love the gasoline futures. I like the way it moves. I like the price of it, and they're relatively cheap too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty
it's
interesting.
It's a trade-off. You can get yourself in deeper trouble because there's no limit. Lossless limit. The cost of the units, whatever you call them, contracts, whatever, is significantly higher. You have to make more. Whereas you can make 10 cents on a contract and make money.
Yeah, I did just one this afternoon, and I think I made almost $1,000 off of the one, just to see what how would it be if you had just one, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's how the drug use starts, just with one little bump.
It's just one hit.
That's why the fills are perfect. That's why the fills are perfect on paper trading.
Yeah.
They get you hooked. They get you addicted, and then I can do this.
Yeah, Palm. Before you know it, you're running around in your underwear.
Yep, outside. Yep. I'm never going to hear the end of that.
Live that down. I was about to say, I don't think you're ever going to live that down, Paul.
I'm never going to hear the end of that.
I think that was one of the best ones yet. I about spit my soda out on that one. That was great.
That's funny.
But yeah. Well, I'm glad you're on here, Paul, because I'm no scalping expert. I did it today. I had a blast today. And I'm here to tell you guys that base hits are the way to go with scalping. It's only a matter of time before you can size up. But I was going into IWM with a couple of 10-cent contracts and literally doubling my money. I went in with shares this morning, getting 5-10 shares, 10 shares at the most. And, riding it out and just getting small base hits where I used to try to make like $200 in a day by going a little bit heavier with like 10 or 12 contracts at 10 cents a piece and sitting in it forever instead of just 10 here, 12 there, 50 there, 20 there. And I'm like, wow, wait a minute. I made $200 today by doing 6 or 7 different scalps. So scalping, is not just, these big, huge, large numbers. And I know you hear, Palm and Nate and those guys, they're scalpers and they make these huge numbers. They started with small position sizes, 1 share at a time, So, and Palm always says do 1 share at a time. And dude, that's the ticket.
It's the fastest way to get that confidence. And when you know you can hammer your way in and out a lot, and you get your entries nailed, what happens is eventually they just start turning into longer plays. You're like, you jumped into something, you're used to just hammering those entries on the awesome spot, and by the time the 9 millionth time you get into a double top or a double bottom, you're like, okay, I nailed it, I got my stop in place.
Yeah.
I might be able to let this breathe a little bit, and
Yeah.
then you just start learning, where you can, you're like, okay, I've seen this setup, I can let it run a little bit, and then you start giving a little more and more latitude and stuff, and then that's how that turns into those bigger trades and stuff. But
Vinny, so are you switching from the 2-minute EWO?
No, I'm still on the 2-minute. I'm always on the 2-minute. Hey, I wanted to ask you, have you looked into the legends on Robinhood?
I haven't.
All the charting that we've been waiting for is in there. The only thing is they don't have the 2-minute EWO. It goes 1, 5, 15, and 30.
Okay. I have to look at that.
And you can set it up. I have 8 screens. On one screen, I have 8 small things so I can keep track of the whole market.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I gotta check that out. I guess that would be, I would put it up on desktop to do that.
Yeah. No, I'm not paid by Robinhood. I've had it since 2015. I love it. It's my fave.
Palm, do you use Robinhood at all?
no, the only reason I even ventured into Webull was because they gave me some free shares to open up an account one day. They give you like $10 or $15 worth of stuff, kind of like, here, let's lure you into trading, and then we're just going to hammer the shit out of you and break all your stops.
Thank you, sir. I have another.
Yeah, it's like, just keep putting money in. Eventually, you'll get it right. Yeah.
Right.
No,
Robinhood is not the best platform for scalping, for sure. It's good for long term.
Somebody showed me one some years ago, and when I saw that you could only buy at one price or sell at one price, they even took away the bid and the ask, so you couldn't even see the spread. So if you knew nothing about trading, you could only buy at ask and you could only sell at bid. So they were kind of, if you ask me, that's kind of rigging the system a little bit. People should be able to know that, granted you can do a limit order and stuff, but how many people just, would get in and out of stuff not even knowing that there's a bid and an ask? And to me, it was kind of a training wheels thing. I haven't looked at it in years, but some of these trading platforms have evolved. Webull was garbage when it came out. It was terrible. It was just oversimplified. The charts were bad, like visibly, like, they just didn't look good, and they've come a long ways too. And I haven't looked into a Robinhood account for so many years. And like, to me, like, not having stops break is at the top of my list, and not having things snatched from me for no apparent reason is also at the top of my list. Grabbing my shares or contracts. So that's, I would say, E-Trade is, and then order fill. Like I get better fills on E-Trade, and the only one that exceeds it is on fills is TD Ameritrade, but their platform sucks. So like if you're working in a tight range with something, like I used to do a fair amount of grinding. And if you get into a 7-cent grinding zone and there's like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 shares on the bid side, and the same thing on the ask, I could sit there and never get a fill at, it should be some sort of rotation. Like every time, somebody sold off into that, you should be in the rotation. But it seemed like I was always getting stepped on. There could be 3,000 shares there, and I could have 1,000 of it, and I could see 10,000 shares getting transacted on from somebody dumping, and I wouldn't get a fill because there were people, they've got like payment for order flow. Most of them have that, but E-Trade was a lot more fair about getting. I could get into the rotation and get a fill, whereas otherwise only big players, if their orders were exhausted, that's when I would get my fill on some of these other ones. So. But yeah. TD Ameritrade was probably best for fill. E-Trade is probably second best. If there's a bunch of other orders around it. And yeah, and then I like the mobile platform for an iPad because the charts look really nice and clean and crisp, and it's not hard to digest. I look at some of these charts that people put up, and man, how do you run with that during the day? Like some of them are just so stretched out, so thin. I mean, the charts don't make sense, Talking
about TradingView charts or Webull?
No, TradingView is really easy to see. TradingView is one of the easiest to see. Webull is also really, really good. But then I look at some of the other charts that pop up from time to time, and it's on a pale background with hollow candles, and the candles are really, really short. So how do you watch the price action, up and down the candles and stuff, unless you can contort those things to make them, a little bit, like you really zoom in on it and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I would go back and look at it, but until I hear a dozen people telling me that Robinhood is superior to everything out there and they've got everything just awesome, I'm not even gonna bother downloading the app.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I just found out about this legend. You can do one. Looking at all 8 of these screens, you can do one click buy limit, and you get your whole ticket set up to put your stop, quantity, price. Wow, that's a game changer for Robinhood.
Okay, they are trying to really step
because
their game up.
on Webull, you can do the same thing. You hit that little plus next to the price, and now you can create a new order and stuff like that.
Right
now
on the screen.
Robinhood, you can do the same thing right here on Legends. Bam.
Nice.
I like it. Now I don't have to look back before. I don't have to look back before. I can just stick with one.
I love doing that on my phone with Webull, and I'm getting pretty consistent with the pullback entry palm that we were talking about a while back.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this the other day where in the breakout room where I just I showed everybody on the screen where I just basically set a limit buy pre-order for something that's ridiculously low. I go to wherever the largest amount of shares is and the lowest man on the totem pole with the largest amount of shares and put in an order right above that and just watch from there.
Yeah.
And I watch it and I told everybody if it comes down to me, then fantastic. I've gotten it at the lowest price. If it starts to drop under me, then I start thinking about, okay, 10, 15 cents, I'm out. If it comes down and doesn't pick me up, but it comes right above me, I'll jump up there and grab it. And I'm still nowhere near the top of where it just came from. So it's like it's like almost foolproof and it works like every time. So I'll do that on my phone, because it's real easy. So that's part of how I'm scalping. I'm getting in really good entries doing that and almost green immediately almost every time.
I think that the reason most people use mobile platforms is because they can basically turbo trade in and out of stuff without having to go and change up a lot of settings and stuff. So, and so Webull seems to be like the best, like all around everything. It doesn't have, the charts quite like TradingView does, but but then it blows stops, and then it takes, and then it executes your contracts for no apparent reason and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like getting in and out, I would say, Webull's definitely got it. E-Trade's pretty damn close. E-Trade is just a little bit behind it because, I just have to tap, if I'm watching something or I'm on the, I don't know, a 480 put or something like that. I can sit there and watch the price action, and all I have to do is tap one button when it gets to the price that I want, and mark it in or mark it out. So it's pretty darn quick as long as I'm in the setup screen for it, and then I always have some pre-populated items to hammer in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, while we're sitting here, I'm scalping my way back and forth in PRFX.
Are you really? It's still rolling, huh?
Yeah, I've done like 15 trades since we've been on.
Oh my god, that is the epitome of scalpage right there.
This is just lazy scalping because I've been picking it up. It's been running about a 50-cent channel, so wherever it shifts to, I just been picking it up on the low side, sort of, kind of. And then I just go around and get like 47 cents out of it over and over.
What was the ticker again? PRFX, right? Not PFRX.
Paul Ralph.
Foxtrot X-ray.
Yeah, I don't know my call signs for shit.
It's
clearly not ex-military. I might be ex-Golden Corral, but not ex-military.
Oh my god, I can't stand it. So it's headed down, huh?
Yeah, I anytime it was dipping out to a new low, then I was grabbing that. I was waiting for that flush, and I pretty much know how this functions. So a lot of the stocks that are in the $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12 range, and after hours, if they dip out, then they usually dip out in a certain fashion, and it's usually based on the numbers that we talked about a few times in the aftermarket. So I just sit there and wait for it to hit. I can actually put my buys in at those numbers and just wait for them to hit because they recur so often.
So you trade candles, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And after hours, I trade that 7 series like we talked about.
You want to go over that again? The 7 series, is that where the numbers end with the 7s and the 5s and the 3s?
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to get into it because I don't want people trying to like pick up on something wholly different.
Yeah, mirror your trade.
Right.
Well, I don't want them trying to focus on a different trading system. More importantly.
Right. IWM, man, that thing paid big time today again. I remember hearing you, or somebody said this morning they thought that SPY was gonna, another level for SPY would have been 500 after 586, and I'm like, wow, that means IWM is probably gonna tank. And yeah, it spent most of the day really to the downside.
Well, SPY finally, for the first time this year, SPY has come back to a horizontal support, to a double bottom. So it actually broke the upward channel, and it came down and sat on that horizontal support. So that's a super important pattern shift, and that also tells us that we could possibly roll into. I've seen this before where they set us up. Then don't trade off this. Don't go be making futures bets on this or nothing. But I've seen this where a lot of fund managers will try to hold things up and keep things driven up going into the end of the year, so they can get nice fat bonuses on all the percentage increases they've been making for their clients. And then they'll roll it in about a week or two into the first of the year, and then they'll step back and let the breathe back go. Because I think some of those guys are, based on like annual performance and quarterly and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting that they couldn't escape this one.
Wow.
I mean, with the Fed speak.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it was kind of that political shit show I was talking about earlier. How you can't say
it's like a reverse liquidity squeeze.
you can't tell me you're pushing out your forecast for equilibrium at 2% inflation 3 years from now, but then cut rates because you need to drive inflation up further before it comes back and da. I'm like, what the flock?
What the hell are you doing?
Why are you lowering interest rates? I know, well, we're trying to land the plane correctly. You can't just bring it down nose first into the pavement and all that bullshit, right? But it can come down. It can come down a little better than what it is. You can't. There's not like 14 years of runway before you tap it down.
Right.
So
they just did one.
I know. I'm like, if anything, if inflation's not under control, they should have held off, or even possibly gone back up a quarter.
They might have done too much too soon. If they'd have started with a quarter instead of a 50, we'd probably be better off right now.
And the reality of it is, forget about the Fed interest rate. That's just one tool. That's just one thing to try to keep, some financial equilibrium. Stop spending the flocking money.
There you go.
Stop printing it. For God's sake, get away from a $7 trillion, spending binge every time, you pass something. That's where it's coming from. If you print money, this goes back to Reagan days. He says there's only one way to have inflation. That's the government printing too damn much money. It's like, that's the other way to bring inflation down. Stop printing so much money and stop pissing it away in so many pork spending bills.
Yes, pretty much.
Let's keep you focused over here on little Jerome Powell and his little interest rate calculator. Seriously, it's like we gotta listen to yeah, we gotta listen to Geppetto talk about his interest rate again.
Geppetto.
So
Wow.
yeah, I know. It just seems a little bit ludicrous after a while. That's all. So, but yeah, the plain and simple thing is they just need to cut some spending. But when you revise your forecast out 3 years to getting inflation under control, the market's gonna take a notice. I'm just saying, clearly it did. So
Definitely.
that's a
For
pause
the
for the
past couple
cause.
days.
That's a pause for the cause right there. So the market
Yeah.
was not going to let that one slide, so to speak. They're like, nope. They know that all those politicians hold stocks and funds and everything. So they were just giving a nice little reminder slap not to get carried away with their bullshit. So.
Oh man, that is awesome. Palm, you need a show, man. Like Kramer.
A stock entertainment show. Give me a bunch of red
like
buttons.
Kramer.
I can say silly shit.
Yeah, but it's got to be rated R.
Yeah.
Rated R.
Yeah.
I know. Oh man. I think you
that
would
way
be
Palm
awesome
can
to
tell
do.
us how he really feels.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You
I
know
wonder
what I mean?
if Coach is gonna hit. Look, check this out. Palmcast.
Oh shit.
Instead of podcast, I think you would be an
Right.
awesome podcast host. And Coach is looking for somebody to do the podcast. Palmcast. I'm just saying.
No, but at the end of
And
the
you can
day,
do that
too,
on your own time. That's like a
I know.
pre-recorded thing.
How much more time do I want to devote to
I
this? It's
know.
like I'm already up. I'm up. I am all over the marketplace long before I ever check in the room. I usually want some quiet in the morning so that I can digest a lot of stuff. And I got to do all my research and stuff and just go over and over and over in, zoom out, get into things, make notes and stuff. And then once I get my head around that, then I usually push the button and pop into the room and stuff. And then I usually just sit there quietly because I want to either, continue doing what I was doing. Like, less, like I did a bunch this morning with TSLL and TSLQs and stuff in the pre-market, so I don't have to, worry about
TSLL?
stops or whatever. What's that?
You play TSLL?
Well, yeah, because you can get twice the percentage. If I'm interested in a share trade, I almost always go to TSL or TSLQ, because I can get a lot more shares at a significantly at double the percentage. Why wouldn't I? It's Tesla on steroids both ways without having to do options.
Right.
So if Tesla moves 1.5% in pre-market, I get 3. Why wouldn't I want to do that?
Right. And the Tesla, I forgot, is the inverse. So anybody who doesn't have the ability to short, or you don't want to do puts, you can do Tesla, and it's the inverse.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know.
Yeah, I can do 100 shares of Tesla, or I can do 1,000 shares of, or even 2 or 3 or 4,000 shares of TSLL. And so you get the same percentage and really, really multiply that percentage. So yeah, there's a huge difference.
Do you ever do the options on it?
Oh yeah.
Or you just do the shares?
During the day, I'm just saying in pre-market.
Yeah, I got you.
In pre-market, it's just it's a super easy way to amplify that movement without having.
I know that's F2 stock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for an affordable thing to scalp, holy crap, TSLL. I mean, you can roll in and out of that all day long. Today I was having easily $1.50 moves over and over and over, if not $2 moves.
Wow.
If you look at that channel on Tesla today, there was a declining channel, then it flattened out.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're playing bounces on the support on the declining channel, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you had the big break to the downside that flushed out, and then you caught one, and then you caught a couple more on the way up. So that's 5, 6, 7 trades for the day, as long as you draw your channels out. And I remember when that flush happened in the middle of the day, some people were like groaning.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And they're nice runs too. They're not short, like short.
Yeah. I was kind of looking for a reversion bounce off that deep flush. So when that thing settled out and there was that tiny little double bottom, I loaded the boat on TSLL shares. You see a little tiny double bottom there?
This one?
Double bottom. At the bottom.
At the bottom.
Oh, down here.
At the bottom.
Wow. At the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it looked like it was pretty exhausted. So after it came back and confirmed and wasn't necessarily breaking down over there, I loaded the shit out of that one.
Nice.
All right, guys, I'm going to call it. I'm going to see you guys in the AM.
All right, man. Have a good night. I'm probably going to go ahead and shut it down in a few anyway.
Peace and blessings to y'all.
Peace
We'll
and
see you
blessings
tomorrow.
to you too, Vinny.
Yep,
All
take
right,
care.
Thanks.
But yeah,
So-
this had to be a nice run.
Well, see, the nice thing is since that's in shares,
Yeah.
I can park that, set a stop loss, or put a trailing stop on it, and I can go hop around and do the options.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I can. That one happens so slowly because it happens in shares. So I can multitask with that one pretty easily. It doesn't move that much.
I think I might mess around with some of those options. I'll just watch it for a couple days.
Bow show.
Yeah, this is a nice run here. But guys, I haven't said hi to anybody down there. Hey, what's going on? I saw Jeanette went to a show. Eminem's down there. What's up, Maria? How you doing, baby girl? Larry Stone, thank you so much for coming. Artelon with the pink Han. What's going on, man? The best to ever do it. Wow, the best to ever do it. That sounds like somebody needs to come up on the panel. James Stone, once again, what's up? Don't forget to smash that like button, gang. Don't forget to hit the AmericanDreamTrading.com and go ahead and take advantage of some of those Christmas specials and get signed up before the new year, before they go away. Don't forget to hit the tip jar if you haven't already. Shout out to Mikey D, Sweet Tea. I see you down there. Me, what's up? Welcome. Thank you so much. Broken Equilibrium, Bucko 504. Say that back to back, 3 times.
I don't think so.
Broken Equilibrium, Bucko 504.
Right.
Consolidating. Okay, so the best to ever do it said, what's that? NVN is consolidating. That must be a hot stop. Aftermarket. Let's look at it. You don't do too many of these, do you?
Hot stocks?
Well, aftermarket hot stocks.
They have a much shorter rip life unless they're on news. So you got to. Some of those things don't even last 5 candles.
Yeah.
So if it's a pharmaceutical, no, I don't even bother. That's just
just like the other day. What did I get ripped up on, Palm? And you're like, yeah, the pharmaceuticals will do that to you.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was rough. That one had, and after it sold off, it just had there was no life at all in that one. Nobody played with it.
Still, no one's given it a lifeline, I don't think.
Yeah.
NVNI. Yeah, it's to the downside right now. Yeah, it is consolidating in here. Well, good luck with that one. DJ Vinny.
I'm telling you, PFRX, I got 5 more trades in while we're talking.
Oh my God. This guy is a master scalper. Jeffrey, what's up? PFRX. Yeah,
I've been getting 27 cents off the last several because they started trying to drive it. There was an attempt to salvage it and bring it back up over 8. So I got lucky in a couple of those pops, and then now that it's kind of settling back on the 8, I don't know if that 8's going to hold, so I need to be super careful.
Wow. One day, Palm, one day, you and I will be sitting here shooting the shit, talking about, the scalping that I did for the day, as well as you.
Yes, it seems like when a stock is doing nothing, the temptation is to get out and run around. Try just watching one stock all day and only trade that one, and whatever it's giving you, get it. If it's not in the right cycle, don't play it. but just sit through it the whole day, and it's like you'll find that you can scalp the shit out of anything that's moving.
Wow. I kind of did that a little bit with IWM after I came off of the shares of some of the hot stocks. I kind of just played around with IWM all day because it was just going down profusely for a long period of time. And I would take it, and then when it started hemming and hawing a little bit, because normally I would sit in it and let it retrace and lose my money and then panic sell and lose. So when it would start to do that, instead of me panic selling after it went up, I panic sold while it was down there in the money, while I had money. So I'm like, oh, this is scalping. It's like, take the green, you know what I mean? And then get back in. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, just draw out your channels, let it happen. And if it gets too thin, just stop.
Yeah.
You know?
Christopher Stevenson, what's up? Did I just see Joe Payne? Oh no, D-Rock, what's happening? Haven't seen you for a minute. Bucko 504. What do you think about TikTok? Do you think they're getting rid of TikTok?
No, not even a chance.
I don't either. I really don't. And they've been talking about it for 2 years.
Yeah, it's just my personal opinion, not fact based or anything.
Right.
I think it's all, anytime it comes to an information platform, it's all about control. Who controls it, what they tell them they can and can't do with it. And then the way to get control is to try to make public have fear about it. So that they basically, start stepping on them, and they don't like to take their foot off their throat till they get what they want.
Yeah.
So it seems like political maneuvering more than anything. I mean, watching little Johnny flick his boogers onto the glass in the car is not the biggest public threat,
Right.
Yeah.
It's because they don't have a hand in it.
Or watching four girls, dance while somebody throws them tips and stuff. I mean, come on, who cares?
Craziness.
Yeah.
It's all about the control.
Yeah. And like I said, it's really anytime you have an app on your phone, the permissions. So it's not just TikTok, it's everything. There's like, well, it's China based. Well, welcome to America. A whole lot of stuff is China based.
If you don't know, now you know.
America allows foreign investment. That's not new news. So but they'll threaten it. Then all of a sudden, when they get what they want, oh, it's a wonderful thing. Everybody should have it.
You'll see TV commercials for it.
Yeah. Hey, you saw how fast that deal with Mark Zuckerberg turned around. They stepped on his ass for days and wore him down. And then next thing you know, oh, well, thank you for accounting for this. And even though we don't believe you, you can go now. Really?
Right.
A big deal. They dragged they perp walked him all over the place on the news, and then they did the same thing with the TikTok guy. And then all of a sudden, then the politicians were like, "Hey, I just got TikTok today, and I think it's going to be okay." It's like, wait a minute, 2 weeks in Washington, getting raked over the coals, and now it's okay. Oh, okay, I got you. I understand now. So, who knows?
What are we going to do with them?
It's really the least of my concerns. I don't see platform. There's so much money involved in those things, and I'm sure there's tax dollars being made on them too. So I'm sure they don't want to throw the baby out.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
All the e-commerce and stuff on those platforms. They want their finger in the pie.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Pebbles, I see you down there.
Yeah, I like Diesel Dan's comment. It may change owners in the near future, but it's not going anywhere. So
Diesel, what's up, buddy? Yeah,
I would agree.
I think so. I really feel like Mr. T probably wants to invest in it.
Oh,
because he's on there more than anybody,
Well, let's face it. Politicians became actively involved with using it too, especially for the campaigning.
Absolutely.
They were spending hundreds of millions of dollars in there.
Yep.
And
it used to be Facebook, now.
Yep.
TikTok is the place to put it,
Yeah, anytime a new platform comes out, it's like, hey, it's awesome, we have success. Oh shit, how do we hang on to this and control it? Because all of a sudden people start, taking advantage of the platform and misusing it. You know, the people that don't have good intentions start misusing it, and then you got a whole new set of problems. And it's like, we're got all this money, it's running out of control. How do we like keep it here?
Right.
So it's kind of like in any new business, you know.
It's like, how do we get our hands in that pie?
Yeah. Yep. It's true. Anyway, I think we kind of scalped the scalp out of scalping today.
I think we scalped the scalp out. We scalped the fuzz off the peach, huh?
Scalp the fuzz off the tennis ball today.
But it was a tennis ball. You said a peach too. I heard you.
Yeah, I've done that too. Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and end tonight's show with Coach's rules as we normally do, and you know, it's not rocket science. Stick to the rules, and you'll be successful. So, Palm, thank you so much for being here. Again, none of us are financial or tax advisors. We are strictly giving you this information, as is Chad W. Christian, for training and educational purposes only.
Results not guaranteed.
Results not guaranteed. So, everybody have a fantastic night. Thank you guys for being down there in the chat and being so active down there. I appreciate you. I love your faces. Palm, have a fantastic night, brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
You too, Don. Take care. Good night.
Yep. Peace and blessings. Uh-oh. I clicked it, but it didn't work. Let's do it again.
Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market.